Hi, good afternoon. This is Shishir Tamang, and it is an absolute pleasure to be in here and able to present my views and thoughts on how collaborative partnerships with families and communities underpin young children's inclusion, learning, and development, and how effective engagement can be established and maintained within Australian early childhood services. Also, I'll be making some recommendations for how these partnerships can be built, encouraged, and maintained. Uh, Partnerships in early childhood are more than just a bonus. They are at the heart of providing quality education and care. Both the early is learning framework and the national quality framework highlights that children grow and learn best through their relationships they have with their families and the wider communities. It falls under our responsibility as an educator to create and prosper a very respectful and genuine partnerships with families and communities. These relationships are built on mutual respect between us as educators and families and communities involved, and flourishes on trust and reciprocity. This supports children's sense of belonging, well-being, and identity. By engaging families and communities, early childhood services can develop richer, more responsive educational programs that reflect children's identities, experiences, and needs. In this presentation, I will be exploring the benefits of partnerships and how they underpin inclusion, learning, and development. I'll also be discussing the benefits of family and community engagement. And towards the end, I will be recommending practical strategies for establishing, encouraging, and maintaining these partnerships within Australian early childhood settings, drawing on literature and frameworks such as the Early Years Learning Framework and the National Quality Standard. So moving on to the first part of our presentation, which is the importance of partnerships and how it underpins inclusion, learning, and development. Partnerships play a very vital and important role in children's learning and overall growth. Because of this, children do not learn in isolation. Children can come from various backgrounds, home experiences, and family values when they come into early childhood settings. When families and educators work together and really understand each other, it becomes so much easier for educators to see what each child needs, what they are good at, and what they might need extra support with. When educators work closely with families and communities, it creates a foundation for inclusive learning environment. Here, inclusion means every child receives the same opportunity to learn, a sense of belonging, and is supported by a support system that caters to their needs. Various research has also shown that children perform and learn best when parents and educators team up and plan learning together. Families know how their children are, what they are good at, what are their interests and learning styles. When they share those details to educators, it levels up the planning of personalized learning experiences. For instance, if a child speaks another language at home, they might really enjoy bilingual storybooks, joining in cultural celebrations, or even going on community visits that connect to their heritage. When educators use what families share with them, the learning programs become more meaningful, engaging, and inclusive. Communities are really important too. Things like local cultural groups, libraries, health services, and sports or recreation programs give children extra chances to learn and grow. When early childhood centers partner with these community networks, children get more exposure and a broader sense of belonging. They get to see the world beyond their classroom and get access to various learning opportunities. Research shows that when home and early learning are closely connected, children are more likely to feel included, confident, and motivated. Epstein's idea of overlapping spheres of influence explained this well. A child's learning grows stronger when families, schools, and communities all work together. When the educators closely work with various specialists, including speech therapists, occupational therapists, it ensures the overall development of the child and ensures the support that they require are getting received. When home, school, and the communities all work together, it helps children learn better, feel included, and grow emotionally in healthy ways. All of this together combined lays the foundation for inclusion, learning, and development. Benefits of family and community engagement. Engaging family and community in the learning process has mutual benefit for all parties involved, especially to the children as they are the main focus of this whole learning process. This engagement had a very adverse impact on children When home and care are consistent, children feel more emotionally secure. Seeing their parents and teachers working together helps them feel safe and supported, and the sense of security becomes the base for all learning. This also supports in their cognitive development, self-regulation, and a positive attitude towards learning. Research shows again and again that when families are involved in a child education, it boosts their learning, social skills, and emotional strength. For families, collaborative partnerships provide opportunities to feel empowered and included in the educational process. Parents and caregivers who engage with early childhood services report increased confidence in supporting their child's learning at home, improved communication with educators, and a stronger sense of belonging within the community. For families from different culture and backgrounds, being involved also helps their culture to be recognized and celebrated. And this is a very important part of making practices truly inclusive. For educators, working with families and communities gives a better, clearer picture of each child. It helps them understand the child's home life, interests, and challenges so they can plan learning that really fits. These partnerships also create a shared sense of responsibility, making educators feel more supported and encouraging teamwork within the service. In the end, it's not just children and families who benefit. When communities join in, they build support around early childhood services. This brings people closer, celebrate culture, and makes the whole community feel better. The next segment is linking to EYLF V2.0 and NQF. Partnerships are not just nice ideas. They are written into our professional frameworks as well. The EYLF V2.0 talks about three big ideas: belonging, being, and becoming. Partnerships support all of this. Belonging happens when children see their families valued. Being is supported when children feel listened to and understood. Becoming is strengthened when families and educators work together to grow children's learning. The National Quality Standard also makes partnerships a clear focus. Quality Area 6 is all about building respectful relationships with family and connecting with the wider community. This shows the partnerships are not optional, they are part of our job and a measure of quality. When they are done well, they create environments where children's learning and well-being really thrive. Strategies to establish, encourage, and maintain partnership. That's our next segment. Let's dive into it right away. Partnerships are to be built on a certain foundation first, and then it needs to be watered and taken care of in order to maintain the integrity of it. Effective partnerships are intentional, reciprocal, and ongoing. There are various ways to achieve this. Research and practice frameworks provide several strategies for getting this. Establishing partnerships. Partnerships can be created with a welcoming environment where families feel valued and respected. An open two-way communication is the base of the partnerships. So it needs to be in place and space for families to convey their messages. Invitation to input and have genuine conversations should be open and established. Initiating early and proactive engagement, including introductory meetings, home visits, and orientation sessions, should also be considered as it builds trust. As families can come from various cultures and backgrounds, they are required to be recognized and respected and need to ensure every family is acknowledged. Encouraging partnerships. It is very crucial to include families in the learning process. Educational services should welcome families to share their culture, language, and traditions. This might be something small like inviting a parent to teach the group a song in their home language or asking them to share cultural celebrations. Families can also be encouraged to maintain their involvement in workshops, volunteer, or community events, which will also help to, you know, make them feel they are part of learning environment. As good communication is also very important in the process, families are to be informed and kept in the loop by various newsletters or very even everyday conversations. Educators can provide homework or practical idea for learning at home, which links classroom activities with daily family routines. This gives parents simple ways to support their child and helps them feel confident that what they do matters and also see progress of their children. Next is maintaining partnerships. Maintaining partnerships strongly really comes down to staying open and connected. It helps when educators ask families for their thoughts or concerns and actually use that feedback where possible so families know they are being listened to. Staying involved with the community also makes a big difference. Things like local cultural groups, health services, or sport programs can give kids so many extra opportunities. Being clear and consistent when talking with families build trust over time too. And of course, as educators, we've got to keep learning ourselves, especially around culture and relationships, so these partnerships keep growing. So in conclusion, uh, to conclude, collaborative partnerships with families and partner communities underpins young children's inclusion, learning, and development. These partnerships give children experiences that respect their culture, match their stage of development, and help them feel included. They also bring many benefits, such as children feel more secure, families feel respected, and services are enriched by new perspective and community connections. The EYLF V2.0 and NQF remind us that the partnerships are not extra, they are part of our job. When families, communities, and educators work together, kids feel like they belong, know they matter, and get the support to grow with confidence. Thank you so much for listening to me. I have included all of the reference in the script. Thank you so much. Have a good day.